Okay, Stig, another catch up. I think it's been quite a while actually. I got stopped in Sainsbury's last night by someone who said that they really enjoyed our catch ups, and I said, well, we haven't had one for a while. So, and then you messaged me this morning, so away we go. I guess the first thing to talk about is the new shirt. Obviously, we wore it against Villa, and sales have been terrific, haven't they?
Yeah, sales have been really good. I thought Tuesday night under the lights as well. It looked in the end. It's a nice kit. It's a really good kit. I thought the shorts are fabulous. Actually, I'm not sure that the Italian design is probably not too befitting of a man of my stature, but I thought the kit itself looks fantastic. It was brilliant on Saturday. I think I walked into Radford's at 10 past 11, quarter past 11 on Saturday morning for the open day, and there was a queue from one end of the blooming bar to the others, people queuing for shirts, which was really great to see. Um, and yeah, I think it's a really, really nice kit, and we've been really pleased with sales so far and the interest. And there's been lots of comments about the kit as well, which has been really, really good. I saw a couple of non-Hereford social media platforms commenting on the quality of kit yesterday. So that's been really good. So thanks to everybody who's bought the kit. I think it's really good, and I'm sure people will be wearing it with pride.
Yeah, obviously the Villa game was kind of a success all round, really, not just the kit sales and wearing the new kit, but also the performance. Obviously, the result frustrated Paul, I think it was fair to say, in the end, the way the second goal went in. But it was a good evening, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was a really good evening. I did turn to my son in the director's box and said, "Am I allowed to boo when a decision like that goes against us?" But yeah, only joking. Yeah, I thought it was an excellent performance. It was a really good game. It was a really good watch, a really good game. Sort of two different styles in terms of the academy football that the Villa were playing and the way we were going about things. But yeah, it was a really good game of football. I thought the crowd was just unbelievable. Even reflecting on it now, it's still making me smile because that was just bonkers for a pre-season friendly. And you know, the suggestion to make it, a squad builder friendly, if you like, was a really good one, and that's worked really, really well because it's given a significant boost to Paul and his, the options he's got available. We obviously released some money to him immediately. We do have to await the actual final costs that will be covered, but we kind of released a safe figure to Paul that Paul can crack on with straight away. And then once we know a little bit more, once all our kind of costs have come in, we'll try and release a little bit more to him, or the rest of the money to him at that point. But yeah, no, it was a really great night. It did feel like a competitive fixture, just the buzz around the place and just looking around. It was really great. So it sort of whet my appetite a little bit to the first home league game against Darlington, and yeah, we try and smash that crowd out of the park if we possibly can, and just try and get towards 3,000. Be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? And the support we've received throughout pre-season and the messages has been absolutely brilliant. And again, I've said it 1,000,001 times, but thank you to everybody. It's been so good. It's been great.
Yeah, talking about the shirts and the first game of the season, looking around at Villa, there were lots of Hereford fans wearing shirts, and we've kind of come up with a little event, if you like, for the first game. Wear your shirt with pride, where we're going to have a few prizes if you get spotted with wearing your shirt, aren't we? Just to try and kind of help the atmosphere and the shirt sales as well.
Yeah, our snappers will be out and about, obviously at pitch side on the day, and they're going to be taking a few photos. And if you find yourself in one of those photos and get sort of selected, yeah, like you said, there's going to be some prizes. But yeah, no, it'd be great to see a sea of black and white that day, wouldn't it? All over the place. I think, isn't it, the law of football dictates it has to be a sunny day, doesn't it, for your first home game? So hopefully that'll come up trumps. But yeah, no, it'd be great if we can make a real sea of black and white shirts that day. That would be absolutely great. I'm sure Dawley's, the main sponsor, would be absolutely delighted if we can have Dawley's emblazoned everywhere on that day. That would be brilliant.
And tickets for the Darlington game, we're hoping to get those live, maybe today, but certainly by the start of next week as well. So obviously, there's lots of people asking. There's a buzz about the game already, although it's kind of a couple of weeks away yet, really. But yeah, tickets will be available quite soon for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't take a chance. It might be a sellout. People, get your ticket early.
You'd love that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fantastic turnout, obviously, for all three friendlies. The open training session was a success as well, and it was great to see at the end of the session as well, the players going and having their kind of photos with the fans and signing autographs down in front of Radford's, and everyone seemed to have a really good time, didn't they?
Yeah, no, it was a really good day, really enjoyable. I spoke to loads of people on the day, and the players were brilliant. you know, really making themselves available to supporters. We've seemed to have got a really, really good bunch of lads. Actually, I was thinking, just looking at the way they're interacting with each other, but also interacting with the fans, we seem to have got a really good group. And I know character's been really important to Paul, so he certainly looks to have got a really good group together, which is fantastic. I'm still shuddering a little bit, given the way our injuries have gone in pre-season, about Lasana deciding he was a gymnast when he hit the bar with the crossbar challenge. I had my head in my hands as he launched into his triple salco followed by backflip. I was like, seriously? But
You're just jealous you can't do it.
yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I was just like shuddering, thinking, lass, do not slip. We do not need any other disasters on that front. But yeah, no, really, really good day. And again, thanks to everybody that turned up. I think the players, you know, were quite blown away to see quite so many people here on what was quite a miserable day to start with, in fairness, wasn't it?
It was horrible. I mean, the weather was horrible, a real washout. You know, we planned to do stuff out in Radford with the inflatable speed cage and things like that, but obviously just totally washed out. So, but, you know, no one seemed to grumble, and I don't think it really put people off coming as well. And the fans forum at the end was great to hear the kind of voices from the others, Rooney and that, you know, rather than just yourself and Paul.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear from me anymore, hopefully. So, yeah, no, I thought Paul and Nathan, who'd just been appointed as obviously club captain, was fantastic. And Runes is he seems to be, alongside Paul, seems to be a real boost for the club. I was, you know, you just watching him on Tuesday night, he was like the manager on the field, wasn't he? You got Paul on the touchline and Runes managing the team on the field, which is brilliant. And then, Nathan's obviously got a big voice at the back as well. So yeah, no, really good, really interesting things that they talked about, and it's been good. And then on Monday night, Paul and I went to the Ranking Club in Leicester and did an event there, and that was really interesting evening as well. There was a bit of a focus on Paul's kind of career coming to Hereford, and various things, and that was a really good evening as well. I think it was a sellout of close to 140 people that wanted to come along and speak to us. I managed to drop out of the first half just to allow Paul to take centre stage, which which was probably the right thing for everybody in the room. But no, it was a really good thing. And there was some talk about maybe we should introduce the Cads and Stig Roadshow and do a bit of a travelling tour around Herefordshire. So yeah, we might have to try and get ourselves some sort of roadie who puts that into operation and see what happens.
Watch this space for more details on that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we are, to be honest, just on that note, we are looking at potentially doing an event on the Friday before our first home game against Darlington, maybe in the RE Resource Hereford Suite, just a little, an evening with Paul, a little bit more formal than a fans forum maybe, and just with some, with paid attendance, with some hot food and maybe a free drink on the way in, and we're just going to try and put something together. And again, it would have a Hereford focus clearly, but I think it'd be interesting for Paul's got a very interesting backstory, so I think it would be really interesting for more supporters to be able to listen to that in detail. So, yeah, definitely watch this space for that. We're just trying to put that together and everything. But yeah, that's likely to be the Friday night before the Darlington home game.
Yeah, I thought going back to the Leinster one, Keith did a great job in the first half, in particular with the questions of Paul's career. Really interesting to hear that backstory. But obviously, a big thank you as well to John Beeman, who put it all on, and I'm sure won't mind saying made quite a healthy donation to the club as well.
Yeah, John's a really good supporter, and him and a group of his friends from there are going to do hospitality with us over the course of the season as well, which is fantastic. So they've thrown their support behind us, which is great. And on that note, the hospitality is on sale now for our matches. I think from the home game at the end of August, there's going to be hospitality on offer each week at each home game, which is a really great day out. You can do it with friends, you can do it with family. You can, if you're a business, you can bring clients along and have a good day out and stuff. And there are various different levels of hospitality now available to try and help suit different budgets and that type of thing. So Martin Brain, in the office commercial manager, would be delighted to speak to anybody who wants to have a conversation with that. And I know George will never forgive me if I don't say that match and match ball sponsorships are available now on sale. The player sponsorships have all gone, which is absolutely brilliant, which is really good. Clearly, there may well be more players coming through the door over the next few days, so there might be more available. But I'll leave that to the commercial team to advertise if that is the case.
Already a bit of a waiting list, so which is fantastic. We put something out on social media about the player sponsors, and I think within 24, 48 hours, all the remaining ones have been snapped up. So, fantastic interest, isn't there?
Yeah, it's again, it's absolutely brilliant, and all those things, and all those sponsorships, and all those things. Not only and hospitality, not only can you have a great day out with friends, family, or clients, or whatever, but actually, it boosts the club's income, and that's what we've got to try and do moving forward. It's really important.
Just one final thing from me before we go. It's about season tickets, and obviously fantastic sales. Everyone who bought online in particular, or gave us their email or phone number, will have their season ticket already on their phone if they like. But there are people who like the printed cards, and they'll be available the week before the season starts, and also from the first game of the season. So you don't need to make a special trip to Edgar Street to pick up your card. You'll be able to do it probably if you get to the ground 15, 20 minutes early, you'll be able to pick it up on the first game of the season as well. But you can use your phone, as quite a few people seem to do nowadays as well. So, but yeah, those who want a printed card, they will be available.
Yeah, well, that modern technology baffles me, Jay. So that's good to know. But yeah, let's say, yeah, no, I've seen one or two people asking about when they'll get their season ticket card or when they can collect it. So that's good clarity on that. But as you say, the important thing to remember is actually they have got it on their phone anyway. So even if they aren't able to pick up the season ticket card before the first game, or they rock up or if they can only rock up late on that first day and there's a big queue or whatever, then it isn't going to stop them getting into the game because they've got it on their phone. So yeah, no, really good. I just really, from me, just a couple of other things, really, just to give fans a bit of an insight as to what's going on behind the scenes at the moment. As a board, there's been a lot going on over the summer that we've been focusing on, all the usual things, but we've started now to kind of look at our cost base a bit more, and review some of our outgoings, and just start to make an assessment whether some of the things that we've been looking at are good value, whether we can look elsewhere for different deals, and really just to make sure that everything that we're spending is necessary and is of value and is bringing value to the club, because it's important that we're not, if you like, inverted commas, wasting money, and we're not spending on things that we don't need to spend on. I'm very, very keen that we run a tighter ship as possible moving forward, and to try and make sure that we increase our income as much as we can, but reduce our outgoings where we can. So there's quite a deep dive going on into what's going on. George Webb has done a really great job over the past 2 or 3 weeks looking at the commercial side of the club to try and make sure that's where it needs to be and in the right place. So so that's been going well, and it's important that the rest of us on the board are also looking at things and trying to play our part as well. So moving forward, there'll be a lot of things people aren't aware of, but there may be some things that people become aware of. But it'll just be part of our exercise into terms to making the club is doing the right thing and is in the best place it possibly can be as we look ahead and move forward.
And I guess that'll be an ongoing process as well. So it won't just be a kind of a one-off look. It will be an ongoing look to make sure everything that we do spend is, as you say, getting good value for money.
Yeah, 100%. And the way the costs of everything have gone up so much, things that we were able to do a while ago, the price may have increased so much that we just decide it's not of value now or whatever. So we've got to be aware of that. We've got to look at these things. Some tough decisions, I'm sure, or some decisions that actually don't feel kind of normal, but it's just one of those things. I think we've got to try and get it right. This is a business at the end of the day, as much as we're all passionate and most passionate about the football, it is a business at the end of the day, and from that point of view, it's right to review your costs moving forward, and review your costs all the time, really, to make sure that we are in the best possible place.
Brilliant. Anything else from you?
Well, yeah, I mean, what I would say is if there's any chance of us getting a break from all these injuries and that sort of stuff, I mean, I don't know, as Paul said, he's driven over a black cat, then reversed back over it, and then Kyle Howkins goes over, and I'm thinking, oh, you've gone over it forward as well, just to make sure, to be honest. So yeah, we could do a catch in a break. It's not ideal at this stage of the season, but hopefully our luck will get better as we move forward. Andy Williams has had his operation this week, so that recuperation has started. obviously Jason Cowell is going through, hopefully starting his recuperation and that sort of stuff. So yeah, we just a little bit of luck wouldn't go amiss in terms of injuries moving forward. But as we've said a few times, sadly, you move into the football element of the season and then you've got no guarantees and you're just dealing with a load of unknowns. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, once we get up and running, it'll be really good. Pre-season's fine, isn't it? But I think it looks like there's going to be fantastic travelling support next week at Kings Lynn already. So yeah, that's going to be an exciting day. And although we're not at home on the opening day of the season, there's certainly going to be an appetite for those first few games, I'm sure.
Brilliant. Lovely. Thank you very much. See you at Kings Lynn probably next.